Greetings, YouTube. Yesterday was the 55th anniversary of the day that Miss Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat on a bus to a white patron, and kick-started the civil rights movement as we know it in America. Now, I realize that other people have been working on civil rights for decades, but there was something about this simple gesture of this woman saying no that got the ball rolling in a way that nothing else ever had. Maybe it was just time. Maybe if it hadn't been Miss Rosa Parks, it would have been someone else. There would have been some other spark that got the fire burning. But it was her. And she was arrested because she refused to go to the back of the bus. Which is probably going to be very confusing to your average child or teenager in today's world who can't imagine sitting anywhere on the bus in particular as being all that important. But at the time, the black folk had to sit in the back of the bus. The front seats were reserved for the white patrons. Because at that time in America, racism was a lot more blatant. And it's these kind of moments that I think it's important for us to remember. Just like in 1969 when the Stonewall riots sparked the gay rights movement here in America. Whenever someone fights for liberty, for equality, for civil rights, it's important that we remember, that we pay attention, and we honor what they've done. She was a great lady, and it was such a simple gesture. She just said no. And that's important. Because someday you may be called on to do that. You may be called on to say, no, I'm not going to follow the rules of the world around me just because everyone says I should. That you're willing to stand up for your rights or the rights of another. Because that's the kind of thing that builds character, folks. Going along with the crowd, that's easy. Always has been. And the most difficult rules in the world to change are the unwritten rules. The ones that are passed down from generation to generation out of tradition. I saw an article yesterday that said that those cultures that had a division of labor, where men did a lot of the physical heavy things and women did more of the quote-unquote easier work, that's a little questionable, were cultures that tended to downgrade female contributions to the household and to the society's well-being. There's no reason for this, because we haven't been in a position of needing that kind of division of labor in a really long time, and the only thing that kept that ball rolling was tradition. So a lot of the time, when someone says no, they're fighting tradition, and traditions are awfully hard to fight. People absorb them, they never know they do it. They pick it up from playgrounds and their families, from news pieces, from magazine ads. Sometimes they pick it up in the negative. It's not what they see, it's what they don't see. If you don't see ads with black people in positive ways, what does that tell you? If you don't see ads or television commercials or news pieces that show women doing strong, important endeavors and contributing in a meaningful way to society, what does that tell you? So society may call on you someday. They may draw a metaphorical line in the sand, and you may have to decide, are you going to cross it? Are you going to look society square in the eyes and say, no? I'm reminded of a quote that a coworker of mine once told me. He said it was from the Quran. He said, if everyone in the world tells you that something is right, and in your heart you know that it's wrong, then it's wrong.